I'm joined now by Barry Rust of Building Systems. Barry, what was the purpose for this event, and have you achieved what you set out to achieve?
Yeah, I think it was called ACT. It's about accelerating construction transformation. So what is construction transformation? It's the need for the construction sector, certainly in the UK, to become more productive, more resilient in the face of economic and financial turmoil, which of course we've had a bit of that over the last few years, and it's to become more productive and resilient in a more sustainable way. I think something like 25% of the UK's emissions are associated with the built environment. It's a quarter of the UK's emissions associated with what we do in buildings, which, if you think about it, we live in buildings, we work in buildings, it kind of makes sense, but it's still a lot. And so this was a really wide spectrum of people who came to this event to discuss. Really, I would call it a walking of the walk event. So, you do get the talk events, and this was the walking the walk event, where we wanted to talk about what have we been doing, not what are we planning to do, but what have we been doing on construction transformation, on building more productively, operating buildings more efficiently. What have we been doing to reduce our carbon footprint of the operation of the building, the construction of the building, and in our supply chains? So there was a wide range of stakeholders, some of them from the construction supply chain today, some of them from the wider ecosystem. We had a few associations here as well, and a couple of standards organisations. So that was kind of the purpose of the event, was to bring everybody together to all acknowledge that this need for change, and for us to discuss how we accelerate that change. So what have we been doing to deliver, and how do we accelerate? And that was the purpose of the final panel discussion. That was really, how do we accelerate construction transformation was the title of the final panel discussion. Up to that point, everything had been about what we're doing today. So that final discussion looked towards the future, and I think some of the real themes that came out of the sessions were, generally and wholly the desire to, I don't think there was anybody in the room saying, no, we really need to focus on something else in construction. I think everybody was talking about the need, and they accepted the challenge and the need for construction transformation, but also cognizant of the fact that it's an enormous challenge. So I think that was the first part of the day, getting everybody together and discussing that, and trying to unlock between us and take some views on how we might be able to unlock that acceleration. So supply chain collaboration, sharing amongst the supply chain, innovation, digital enablers was a big part of it. Digital has a real role to play in unlocking the productivity and the sustainability locks. And so that was a really strong theme of today. And I think the other part of this, Gareth, was we at Building Systems, as a Tata Steel enterprise, have some real ambition. We have some fantastic products, as you know, that come out of our factory today and have been today, and going over the weighbridge and out to our customers. We don't want to be just a product supplier. We want to be a solutions provider. And with the power and weight of Tata Steel behind us, Building Systems has both the capacity and the ambition to try and deliver construction transformation. Not on our own, of course. We're a cog in that wheel or that machine, but we wanted to really broadcast to the supply chain and the wider ecosystem that we're here and we want to partner, we want to innovate together. So, and I think that message came across pretty strongly.
Yeah, definitely. And you talked there about walking the walk, and what better place to hold such an event in the Building Systems UK office, which is it's in a pre-used building, isn't it? It's been fitted out.
Pre-loved. This is a pre-loved building, So this was originally our sustainable building envelope centre. It was kind of a testing bed for new technologies, and we developed, along with Swansea University and other outside partners, a number of different products in this building and tested them. And I remember when I came, I was still in Tubes at the time, and I came to visit Shotton, and I I came to this this part of the organisation, this building, and I came into this building. It's completely different to this, but it was a bit ahead of its time, Gareth, if we're honest, and so it didn't really gain the traction we needed in the wider market, and so we decided to close the SPEC down, and we needed some new offices for Building Systems UK, and we came to this building and said, well, rather than trying to build something else, let's take this building and make it something special and in a sustainable and very productive way. And that's what we've achieved. And if you haven't been up to the Building Systems offices at Shotton, yeah, make a trip. We've got some lovely conference rooms. And I've offered those out to some of our stakeholders who operate locally here today. So, yeah, it's a beautiful place, and it's a great reuse story.
Yeah, it's absolutely magnificent. And going back to your previous answer, you did touch upon digitalisation there. And I think a lot of people may struggle to find the link between digital and construction. Yeah. But what was made clear today, I think it was Mike Pitts doing his talk, was talking about the digitalisation piece is making sure we know exactly what's in our buildings, so then we can repurpose and reuse and recycle. I was talking to Cam Plaid-Pierce in the Metals Expo last month, and he was saying, especially as we're moving towards this electric arc furnace technology, we need to know exactly what we're putting into that electric arc furnace so we can make these higher grades of steel. Is that where that digitalisation piece comes in?
It certainly does for a large part of the productivity piece and almost all of the sustainability piece for sure. So yeah, the traceability, provenance, transparency through the supply chain, connected up as a single data stream. Of course, this is nirvana, but let's describe what's really required, and being able to tag our products right from the word go. I mean, we do it in the steelworks, don't we? We have the coils come out of Port Talbot, made from the slabs, and we've got 100% traceability on those coils. And we need, when we convert that into our efficient building products here at Building Systems, that needs to carry all the way through. That needs to carry all the way through to the fabricator, all the way to the contractor, and all the way to the end client. And in that way, the client will understand what's in his building. He'll probably use it in a more optimum manner, and he'll understand a little bit more about how he can adapt that building should he need to for change of use. And we've all seen over the last few years that the world is a very changing place, and we may need to change the use of our buildings more than we anticipate. And then if you start looking at the kind of real whole life and end of life scenario, we can repurpose that building like we've done here, or we can take parts of that building and put them back into the supply chain. And I guess, without overselling it, that's the beauty of steel, isn't it? It's a very durable product. It's pretty low maintenance, and that's what our building products are made out of. So that gives us a real opportunity to take those building products and use them again. So, but that transparency and that data and that provenance all the way through is absolutely essential. Yeah,
and many of our products will be on display today, and we've had all kinds of people in the room. What sort of feedback have we had from those people?
Well, it's been really nice. People have been very complimentary. Really good sessions, good events, lots of comments on the building. I think one of the interesting bits, I mean, we had some really, I would say it was entertaining. You know, it was interesting, it was engaging. It was some of the speakers were just brilliant. For me, I think I've had a lot of feedback in the room behind you in our Knowledge Hub, where we did the Modern Methods of Construction live build. So we took we built from Tata Steel and Building Systems products a ceiling cassette. We'd already constructed a building outside. We built that roof cassette, live, and we, at the end of the day, about 4 o'clock this afternoon, after the completion of the cassette build, we put it on top of the wellness space. We're dubbing it the wellness space outside, which is a little kind of retreat for the people who work in this building or work on site. It's got the roof cassette on the top, which we dropped in place. There is integrated PV strips on the top, BIPV. It's got a couple of lights, a converter and a battery pack. We're thinking about, so we're already thinking about what can we do next, so we're going to put some sockets in there. So yeah, we've got lots of real good feedback on that. The fact that, you know, we're a building products company, and we took those products, built a roof cassette, installed it on a building in under a day, including the internal fit out. It's quite remarkable. So, yes, so that's been really excellent. And speaking personally, I really enjoyed that as well.
Yeah, remarkable definitely is the word, isn't it? And it does sound like today has gone swimmingly well. It's been a great success. Is there going to be an Act 2?
So we're just ended the day now. I'd like to say, can I phone you tomorrow and tell you? But I think there's definitely going to be an Act 2 for sure. Whether it's an Act 24 or whether it's an Act 25 and we look at biennial, I'm not sure. But I think we need to get people together like this, and we need to discuss these challenges, and there was some interesting debates as well, wasn't there, in some of the sessions, back and forth, and we need to get those views, extolled, and I think the nice thing about this event is there was some real diversity of people throughout the supply chain, from the top and the bottom of the supply chain. So, because often you come to these events and there's lots of people from the top of the supply chain who have ambition, but the kind of mid to bottom is kind of a little bit missing, and we had that today, and so that's been really excellent. But we've also got some ambition, Gareth, for this building to do more events in this building. So it was quite a wide and diverse day today. So we're looking at maybe making some more focused events around maybe our Confloor customers, our metal composite decking customers, around maybe different sets of customers, maybe who for a building type. So maybe healthcare's the healthcare kind of construction sector. Maybe we'll get those guys in and we'll talk about some of the innovations that we're driving there and some of the digital innovations we're driving through that as well. So yeah, there's definitely going to be an Act 2, but there's going to be more than an Act 2. There's going to be a range of, I guess, modular events, if I can coin that phrase.
Excellent, really looking forward to them. And in true building systems fashion, it's now time to deconstruct. That's it from us today on Steelcast. Be sure to listen on Spotify, Podbean, Apple, Google, whatever you get your podcasts, and of course you can always watch the episodes on YouTube. That's it from us today. Catch you next time.